Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So a lot of you guys have been requesting that I film the makeup stash or makeup collection type videos, just going through each section of makeup and showing you all of the items that I have in that particular section. So I love watching videos like that. I love watching anything related to makeup collections, so I was more than happy to film that for you all. And I decided today to start off with none other than eyeshadow palettes. Ironically, on the day that I'm filming an eyeshadow palette, I'm wearing the least amount of eyeshadow possible, but I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow often. I love doing the occasional eyeshadow look for a video, but in my actual real life, I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow, but I just have this sick obsession with buying eyeshadow palettes. I love the look of eyeshadow palettes. I love just stacking them up and seeing them. I literally just open eyeshadow palettes and sit and stare at them even if I don't use them, which is terrible, but I love filming the videos for you guys involving eyeshadow palettes. But that being said, I also do go through eyeshadow palettes a lot. If I don't use an eyeshadow palette anymore, I will often sell it on my blog sale, or if I use it once for a video and know that I'm never going to use it again, or if it just doesn't fit in my drawer, then I'll sell it on my blog sale, sell it to a friend, give it to a friend, whatever I feel like doing with it. I'm going to start with my drugstore eyeshadow palettes because I don't have very many of them, so I figured I'd just get those out of the way. Maybelline, the Nudes palette. In my eyeshadow tag video, a lot of you were saying that people have said they don't like it. I have used this in a ton of videos. I think that for the price, the quality is quite amazing. Look at the pigment, can you see? I think it's a fabulous palette. I haven't tried the Blush Nudes one from Maybelline, and a lot of you guys said that it's better than the original. I'll just have to test it out at some point and see. I have the Collection Eyes Uncovered eyeshadow palettes. I have the Nude Bronze and the Nude palette. I haven't actually used these before, I think. At least I haven't used it in a video. A lot of people say these are dupes for the Urban Decay palettes. Obviously the quality isn't as great as the Urban Decay eyeshadows, but they are amazing for the price. I can't remember. I think they were only £4 or €4 or something. I could be remembering the prices completely wrong, but they are beautiful palettes. If you guys want me to do a drugstore look with them, let me know, and I definitely will. For those of you who live in North America and are like, what the hell is Collection? I did buy those when I was in Ireland, so I apologize if you cannot find them in North America. I have the Wet n Wild palettes. I have the Comfort Zone palette and the Petal Pusher palette. Fun fact, I've actually never used these. I've had them for a long time and I've never used them. I don't know why. I bought them a long time ago when the whole hype was around the Wet n Wild eyeshadows. They are beautifully pigmented. They're so buttery and just amazing quality for drugstore eyeshadows and for the incredibly cheap price that they are. I'm just not a big fan of like bright green and this kind of, I don't know, this is actually a dupe for, what is it, the MAC, it's MAC Club eyeshadow, and also the blue brown pigment. That's a dupe for that, which if you're into those kind of colors, that's great. I'm gonna make more of a conscious effort to do more drugstore eyeshadow tutorials and videos, so I'm gonna keep those. I'm gonna keep them. They've been collecting dust in my drawer for so long, but I promise I will try and crack those out. And that's it for my drugstore palettes. Those are the only ones I have, so if you have any recommendations for drugstore palettes, do let me know. I am always in the market to trying new things. Now let's get into the fancy bits, shall we? Let's talk about some high-end palettes. My Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. This is one of my most used eyeshadow palettes and my most treasured little eyeshadow babies. I just love this one so much. A lot of you guys asked me if I prefer the one or the two. I've never had the inkling or desire to buy the second one because I feel like I have all I need in this one. I feel like the Naked 2 Basics is kind of like a compilation of really great crease shades, but there's not a lot of looks that you can do with it. This one just kind of has it across the board, and I love this eyeshadow palette and would recommend it to anyone who is looking for a palette to get them through their daily lives. My Inglot palettes get a lot of questions. I have talked about them a lot in previous videos when I first purchased them in Ireland. I wish I had more access to Inglot in Canada because they are fabulous eyeshadows. I will list all of the numbers of these that I have. It's always a pain in the butt and I feel bad for not listing them more often, but I always forget which ones I have, and getting them out of this is so difficult. As you can see, I've like stabbed holes in these trying to get the eyeshadows out when I list the numbers, but that's this guy here. I made this little palette. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And then I also have this palette here. This one is the original Inglot eyeshadow that I bought because Chloe Morello actually did an eyeshadow tutorial. I think it's almost 2 or 3 years ago now, 3 years ago maybe, that she did a tutorial on this, and I remember going to San Francisco and being like, I have to buy that little trio that she used in that video, and I have loved it to death. It's one of my favorite eyeshadows of all time. I love that they do the little trios in here because you get more bang for your buck. I love the Inglot eyeshadows and I love the packaging, and definitely worth checking out if you can get your hands on some Inglot. I am so sweaty in this turtleneck right now. Oh my goodness. The next palette in my palette stash is my Stila Eyes Are the Window Shadow Palette in the shade Soul. They have a couple of these. This is the one that I have. I have raved about this a lot. I actually don't use it, I feel, enough as I should. I'm gonna just try and make an effort, as I've said, to use more eyeshadow in the life. But this was a favorite of mine for quite a while, maybe back in like February or March when I bought it. It's almost a year ago now. It's crazy. Beautiful kind of cranberry mauve shades for those of you with like green or blue eyes. Really anyone can get away with any eyeshadow color, but you know, with the color wheel they say that certain colors help you more than others. So if you have green eyes, this is like the perfect palette for you if you're trying to choose which Stila shadow palette to get. But I just thought this one was really versatile. It has a nice amount of matte shades in it, and then I just love the kind of cranberry mauve shades. I've done quite a few eyeshadow looks with these, so with all of these I will try and link up in the description box down below what eyeshadow looks I've done with the palettes in the past. I can't find my words. The Too Faced Natural Matte palette is another eyeshadow palette I have. I have used the crap out of this and have loved it. I just think it's a great matte eyeshadow palette if you guys are a lover of matte eyeshadows. I don't personally have it, but also the Kat Von D Shade Light Matte eyeshadow palette, I feel like that would give you a little bit more option, but this one is smaller, probably more easier to travel with, a more sturdy case, and it kind of gives you the same 3 eyeshadow looks, and it just has a lot of option in here. I do use this one a lot and I have loved it a lot, and I don't really know what else to say. It's got a really nice mix of cool and warm tones, so you kind of get the best of both worlds using this eyeshadow palette, and I think it's great if you love matte eyeshadows. I was recently sent this one, which I was so excited about. It's the new NARS, what's it called? L'amour, toujours l'amour. I don't speak French and just butchered that completely, but it's their eyeshadow palette that's coming out this spring. I actually played a little bit with the shadows. They're the ones I'm wearing on my eyes today. This one, and this one. I love that they made the more neutral tones, the larger sizes, and I love this one for the crease. This one's really beautiful. NARS eyeshadows are incredibly expensive, so you best be getting the good pigment and good shade selection. I really do love the eyeshadows in this one. I feel like I wouldn't use these ones so much, but these ones are all up in my grill in the things that I love in eyeshadow. So, and NARS always kills it for packaging, so I was very happy to receive that. My Anastasia palette collection includes 3 of the palettes. The first one being the World Traveler, there goes the brush, the Shadow Couture palette. This one here, absolutely love this one, mainly for the more neutral shades, but the blue and the purple are actually so beautiful in here. Maybe I'll do a look with one of those. I feel like that blue would just be crazy beautiful. A few of my favorite shades in this one are these 4 here, and then also Pink Champagne. Such beautiful, beautiful colors, and a really nice matte black as well. You really can't beat the price of the Anastasia ones, and she always comes out with such a nice selection of shades, like from neutral to crazy colors. Speaking of crazy colors, the next one is the Artist palette. I love the packaging of this one. This guy right here, again, really nice selection of the neutral colors, but it has the crazy pops of colors. But I think her ultimate palette was the Self-Made palette that came out recently. I did the 3 looks using this palette, so I will link that down below, but I just love the shades in this. I didn't use any of the crazy colors in my tutorial for this because I felt like this was kind of more neutral based, and I really wanted to focus on those because I feel like that's what most people use. Anyway, love these eyeshadow palettes. I think they're incredibly affordable in comparison to other eyeshadow palettes out there, and I just love the versatility of them. My Lorac Pro palettes are big babies of mine. I have used this palette to death. I've used it in so many videos. I think that if anyone wants a neutral palette to get them through all of life and they want a lot more option than something like the Naked Basics, this is the one to go to. If you're in Canada, you can order this on Amazon at an unfortunately high price, so if you can get it in the States, I would do that instead. Hopefully if our dollar ever gets away from freaking 70 cents. What kind of crap is that? This is hands down my like top 3 palettes of all time. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Such sleek, thin, beautiful packaging. And then beautiful Chad brought the Lorac Pro 2 palette into my life, and it was like all of the cool toned eyeshadow dreams. If you love cool toned eyeshadows, you need this palette. It's absolutely incredible. I love it so much. Again, I have 3 eyeshadow looks using this palette, so I will link that down below. In my opinion, the Lorac Pro palettes are the best eyeshadow palettes on the market. They're perfect. They're absolutely perfect, and I am so happy to have these. Now this next little section is where I think the controversy is gonna come in. My Urban Decay palettes. Bet you can't guess which ones I kept around, because I got rid of a couple and these are the only two that remain. I have the Urban Decay Naked 2 and the Urban Decay Smoky. Yes, I did get rid of my Naked 1 and 3 simply because I never used them and I don't have a lot of space in this drawer, and I do have to sacrifice some palettes to make room for new palettes. So when I did get the Smoky palette, which I absolutely love and have used a lot in recent videos, I decided to get rid of the other two to keep the two that are near and dear to my heart. Urban Decay Naked 2, this bad boy here, I have used it so much and loved it so much. I love cool toned eyeshadows, but they also have the golds and the more warmer browns in here. Love the packaging of these, love the Urban Decay shadows. You can't go wrong with them. If you're an eyeshadow palette addict, you will, I'm sure, have an Urban Decay Naked palette somewhere in your collection. They just won't do you wrong. And then I just feel like in terms of versatility and sticking on the smoky eyeshadow route, they really killed it with the Smoky palette. They have such a nice mix of warm and cool tone shades with some really nice pops of color in there. I did use this for my New Year's makeup tutorial and a few others, and I just, oh, the packaging of this is so glorious to sit and stare at. It's such a beautiful, oh, they just really killed it with this palette. I'm always skeptical when Urban Decay comes out with another palette because it's like, what could you possibly do this time? You already got like the 3 across the board, but now I'm thinking like, well, they could really do like an Urban Decay Naked matte palette and I'd be all over that, maybe with like a shimmer shade just for the inner corner highlight, you know what I'm saying? I hummed and hawed about this one for a really long time, and I'm really happy that I actually ended up purchasing it because I have used it quite a bit and I'm just so satisfied every time I look at it. It's such a beautiful palette. Anywho'ser, moving on. The Cargo The Essentials palette is another palette I have. Again, I have yet to use it, but I do love the look of the eyeshadows in here. Again, very perfect for those of you who are wanting more day-to-day looks. They have a lot of nice matte eyeshadows in here that will be perfect for creasy crease looks. Anyway, beautiful colors in this. The eyeliner that comes with this is total crap. It's very, very dry and it'll totally scratch your eyelids, so don't recommend that. But it actually does come with quite a nice double-sided brush. This guy here, nice and soft bristles, and yeah. Like I said in my disappointing products video though, I do wish it just, for the size of the eyeshadows, like for the amount, like that could have just been such a smaller palette. That's coming from me only because I have such a small space for my eyeshadow palettes and I wish that it could have been a little smaller, that's all. I'm not saying that the eyeshadows are bad. I do love the shadows and the selection in that palette, and I will use it eventually in a video. Man, I'm making so many eyeshadow video promises in this. You guys gotta hold me to it, you know what I'm saying? I have one eyeshadow palette left. This is all for my collection, and it's one I picked up recently and one that I'm working on a video for. You guys know that I love to do my 3 looks using one palette video, and it's going to be coming for this. I'm working on it, I promise. And it is my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. A lot of you have asked me and requested to do a video using this, so I went ahead and purchased it about a week ago, and this is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I am loving what I'm seeing so far. I'm actually disappointed I didn't buy this one originally. I can't believe how long it's been available and how I never actually took the plunge and purchased it, but I'm very happy I did and very excited to do looks with this. I love the feeling of it. I like that they updated the packaging to make it more sleek like the semi-sweet one was. And it smells like cocoa, just like the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, which I have loved for a long time. It's just so satisfying and sweet and chocolatey and romantic to sniff this. Anyway, looks with that will be coming up, but I just thought I would give you a little sneak peek that yes, I do now have it in my makeup palette collection. So those are all of the eyeshadow palettes that I own. That is every single one that exists in my little eyeshadow palette section in my makeup drawer. I hope you guys enjoyed this first installment of the makeup stash video. I'll probably do like maybe 1 or 2 of these a month depending on what you guys are wanting to see from me. So if you guys have a particular makeup stash section that you want me to do next, do let me know in the comments down below and I will definitely do that for you. And of course, if you have any eyeshadow palettes that you want me to have and to do videos on or to do a review on, again, let me know. I love reading your guys' comments and seeing what videos you want to see from me. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!